You can never own success. You can only rent it. And the rent is due every single day. And that is the quote of the day. Welcome back to the Quote of the Day show. I'm your host, Sean Croxton of SeanCroxton.com. I love today's talk with Darren Hardy because success is a choice. And if you're not choosing to be successful, then you're choosing to not be successful. And when you commit to success, when you really make that commitment, one thing that you'll understand very quickly is that it's something you have to work on every single day. There is no resting on your laurels. There is no standing still. You know, I always say you're either growing or you're shrinking. And sometimes when you think you're standing still, you're really shrinking really, really, really slowly, but it's almost imperceptible. And then time passes and a year goes by and you look up and you go, whoa, what happened to my success? You have to work on it every single day. Before we get to Darren, quick announcement. I've got 3 spots left in my June Mastermind Sessions event. So Mastermind Sessions, my buddy Dave Sinek and I, Dave is a marketing genius. We bring 6 entrepreneurs, primarily in the health and personal development space. So 6 entrepreneurs come to San Diego. It's a 3-day event, and we teach you everything you need to know to build your online business and to sell and market in a dignified way. And so if you want to learn more about that, send an email to Sean@SeanCroxton.com. Here's Darren.
So I want you to truly today stop it. Stop looking for the quick fix for success, happiness, and wealth. There's no shortcut. There's no cliff notes. There's no quick fix. You are going to walk through a minefield day in and day out of hard freaking work, because success is earned one day at a time. Every day you lift your head up off the pillow, you're going to decide whether that day you are a success or whether you are a failure. You're either moving forward or you're falling behind. One step at a time. Every step you take away from the bed as you walk through your day, you are either going in the direction of success or you're going in the direction of failure. It is one decision at a time. All day we're presented with hundreds of decisions, and every one of those decisions is like a chisel mark on a marble on a slab of marble. And at the end of the day, you're either going to end up with the David or you're going to end up with a pile of rubble, depending upon the decisions you've made throughout the day. It is one phone call at a time. You know, the phone call you didn't want to make, the one that makes you a little nervous, makes your palms sweaty. Every one of those phone calls is determining whether you will be a success. One meeting at a time. Remember, Donald Trump said yesterday, the meeting he didn't want to go to, that one meeting changed his entire future. Every single meeting you decide to or decide not to go to determines your future. And in the end, you can never own success. I congratulate the Circle of Champions, but do not stagnate too long in your victory, because you can never own success. You can only rent it. And the rent is due every single day. Circle of Champions, tomorrow you better get up and get after it all over again. So it's never in totality. Now, how many of you have ever been to a personal development seminar or read a book or read the back of a CD program and it said, transformational results in 90 days or less, and at the end of 90 days, you didn't have transformational results? Anybody have that experience? Yeah, me too. Well, what's wrong? What happened? Well, here's the reality. It is not what you know that determines the results in your life. See, that is a myth. Knowledge is not power. It is the potential of power, but it is not power in and of itself. Power is only created in what you do with what you know. Look, there are a lot of really smart people who are geniuses, who are broke, because knowledge is not something you can take to the bank. It is only action that produces results. In America, we've got this statistic. 44% of doctors who tell you how poor eating and lack of exercise will kill you, and these people, 44% of them are overweight. Or as the philosopher Morpheus said, there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. So as I give you this morning, I'm going to reveal to you the fundamental keys to success. When I give them to you, I don't want you to say inside your head, oh, I already know that. Instead, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1 is, are you doing that? Because you might know it, and you've known it for a long time, but are you doing it? And the second question is, maybe you're doing it, but have you mastered it? In other words, is there still something in which you can level yourself up to get better at it so that now that might ignite the results in your life? And the third most important question is, you might know it, you might be doing it, but would your results prove that you've mastered it? In other words, would your waistline prove that you've mastered these principles? Would your business prove that you've mastered these principles? If we called your spouse and asked them, have they indeed mastered these principles of success? And if you're saying to yourself, well, just don't call my spouse, you see, there's still something here yet to learn. Because as Samuel Johnson said, people need to be reminded more often than they need to be instructed. So even if I just take some of the things you already know in the back of your mind, bring them to the front of your mind, clear all the rest of the clutter out, and make it clear, step by step, exactly what you've got to do, now maybe what you know applied can ignite the results that you've always been capable of achieving, but got too distracted and were too inconsistent to follow through with.